of the things to really look out for when you're doing the IKEA kitchens, especially with this type of drawer handle that takes up some of the space in between the drawers. I've worked with these on a couple different drawer handles. This is probably one of the more tricky ones to work with, but I'll share the secret on how to deal with it. The fronts on these things, because of this whole latch mechanism and the way these drawers go together, it's a lot more complex and a lot more adjustable than you'll get with the regular furniture. Their kitchen stuff really is their deluxe grade stuff. And the way this whole latch mechanism works, it allows the front to be adjustable, and there is very little margin for error. Here you can see that the countertop actually sits right on top of the cabinet, the load-bearing members being the sides of the cabinets. So the idea is there's little or no clearance between the top of this handle and the bottom of whatever your top material is. In fact, on this one, when the guys were doing it, some of their adhesive got into this, and that was part of what was causing that to rub. Now there's a couple of different grades of upgrades you can have on a drawer slides on these, like little self-closer, soft closer type thing. But in order for this to work right, it has to be adjusted. And these all have to be adjusted in order to keep them from hitting each other. And they need to be adjusted over time. So if your IKEA kitchen has aged a little bit and maybe this stuff has gone through some steam and changed shape a little bit, there are some ways you can adjust it so these doors aren't going to be hitting each other. What it involves is, if these little covers have not been installed yet, then that's fine. Otherwise, you got to pop them off and then use a standard Phillips screwdriver, number 2. If you have a larger size, that's okay too. But basically, there is what looks like your main adjustment screw and what actually is your main adjustment screw. You've got this thing here, which allows a little bit of adjustment on this thing side to side. You can spin this all day long. Whoops, sorry about that. You can spin this thing all day long, and you're probably just not going to get anywhere. Now, if you need to remove the front, it's another thing that's kind of hidden. There's a little lever here. You lift that up, and then you turn this thing in here, and then this will pop right off. In this little access hole, though, is another Phillips head. This cannot unscrew. So if you're just trying to take these things apart and you're unscrewing on this, you can unscrew all day long. It's not going to go anywhere. But as I turn this, you're going to notice that this entire mounting latch assembly raises and lowers inside of that housing. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how that raised and lowered? We're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we're going to open and close this a few times. We're going to look at the alignment right here, and we're going to open and close these because there's very little margin for error to see if those drawer handles are hitting or if anything's touching. Once you feel pretty happy and confident with the way you've adjusted these things, the little covers, you want to have a little IKEA logo facing upward, and you just pop these back on. And you pop those on, and that's been adjusted.